Did you know there is a place on Earth where the closest humans are sometimes astronauts in space? It is called Point Nemo. Point Nemo is the most remote location on our planet. It lies deep in the South Pacific Ocean, thousands of kilometers away from the nearest land. No cities, no islands nearby, no regular human activity, just endless ocean in every direction. The name Nemo comes from Latin and means no one. And honestly, that name fits perfectly. Because if you were standing at Point Nemo, you would be farther from human civilization than almost anywhere else on Earth.
Point Nemo is not an island or a country. It is simply a geographic point in the ocean, calculated by scientists. The nearest pieces of land are tiny islands located more than 2,000 kilometers away. That distance is greater than many international flights. Because of this, ships rarely pass directly through the area. Very few people will ever come close to it in their lifetime. Even aircraft routes usually avoid remote ocean zones unless necessary. This means Point Nemo is one of the quietest and emptiest places on Earth. No traffic, no crowds, no lights at night. Only waves, wind, and open water.
Now comes the most shocking fact. Sometimes the closest humans to Point Nemo are not sailors or pilots. They are astronauts aboard the International Space Station. The station orbits Earth hundreds of kilometers above the planet. When it passes overhead, astronauts can be physically closer to Point Nemo than any people living on land. Think about that. A place on Earth so isolated that the nearest humans may be floating in space above it. That is why Point Nemo became famous around the world. It sounds like science fiction, but it is completely real.
Point Nemo has another strange nickname, the spacecraft graveyard. Because this region is so remote, space agencies have used nearby waters to safely crash old satellites and space stations after missions end. Instead of risking debris falling near populated areas, engineers guide certain objects into this empty part of the ocean. Over the years, many space objects have ended their journey here. That makes Point Nemo one of the strangest places on Earth. Above it, spacecraft orbit. Below it, spacecraft rest in the deep sea. Very few places on Earth can say that. Point Nemo reminds us how huge our planet really is. Even with satellites, ships, aircraft, and modern technology, there are still places that feel completely untouched. No buildings, no roads, no human noise, just empty ocean and silence. It also shows that the most unusual places on Earth are not always on land. Sometimes they are hidden far out at sea. So if someone asks where the loneliest place on Earth is, the answer may not be a desert or mountain. It may be Point Nemo, a place where the closest humans can sometimes be in space.